everyone. This is Mansi Shah, Assistant Professor in the Department of Pharmacology from LG Institute of Pharmacy. I welcome you all in this MOOC video lecture series, an initiative taken by LG Institute of Pharmacy. So today's discussion topic will be about community pharmacy. So definition of community pharmacy. Community pharmacy is defined broadly to indicate all those establishments that are privately owned and whose function in varying degrees is to serve society's needs for both drug product and pharmaceutical service. It is the branch of pharmacy that deals with different aspects of patient care, dispensing of drugs, and advising patient on safe and rational use of drugs. Scope of community pharmacy. It includes advancement in research and technology, newer drug in market, population explosion, that is medical facility insufficient for all, then disease prevention and health promotion in society. For community pharmacy management, selection of pharmacy site is important. So, a needy town or city should be selected. The site available must be most suitable one available in city. Site of pharmacy should be at center of population to be served to ensure accessibility and convenience. Equipped with adequate and free parking facility, a needy town or city should be selected where the site of pharmacy should be such that is located at the center of population, equipped with adequate and free parking facility. If possible, the site should be in the neighborhood of community shopping center for convenience and accessibility of the customers. A bargain location in terms of rent proves to be liability than an asset in long run. Plan of an ideal wholesale or retail drugstore. Objective of ideal layout design is to attract a large number of customers, to increase the sales of store, to reduce the selling expenses to the minimum, to provide customer satisfaction, have adequate space for reserve stock, office and resting space, to have proper entrance for the newly arrived goods, to project a professional image and improve general appearance, to minimize the movement of customers in premises of pharmacy. So this is the layout of retail drugstore and wholesale drugstore. The next, that is the types of drugstore. So on the basis of design, it is classified as traditional drugstore, personal service drugstore, prescription oriented drugstore, and pharmaceutical center. So traditional drugstore. These types of drugstore are designed in such a manner that entire area of drugstore is exposed to customers. Such a design has a pleasing and professional appearance and is convenient for both workers and customers. It provides opportunity for maximum sales, but there are good chances of theft in such design. The next, that is personal service drugstore. In this type of design, the whole area is not exposed to customer, but the customer is required to interact with the drugstore personnel at the service counter. During the purchasing process, the customer demands an article and the personnel provide the articles. This service and design facilitates maximum interaction between drugstore employee and the customers. The success of drugstore depends upon the convenience and friendly service of the personnel at the service counter. Then, prescription-oriented drugstore. This types of drugstore provides a comfortable waiting area where customers are expected to wait while his prescription is proceeding. In this type of design, health-related items, drugs, and prescription accessories are displayed in the vicinity, while orthopedic and surgical appliances are kept in separate rooms. Cosmetics and gifts are also arranged in suitable area in this store. Then pharmaceutical center. This type of center sell medicines, convenience articles, orthopedic and surgical appliances. The store has sufficient floor space and is properly decorated. The next, that is super drugstore. So this type of store has a huge floor area ranging from about 5,000 to 10,000 square feet with square feet design. The customers have access to almost all the area in the drugstore and can inspect handle and select articles themselves. This area is on self-service pattern, except for the prescription department where self-service design is not possible. The legal requirements for establishment of retail drugstore is first, that is license is required. Two types of license is required. First, that is general license, and second, that is restricted license. In general license, the license should be these licenses are granted to persons who have premises for business and who engage the services of a qualified person to supervise the sale of drugstore. License for retail sale of drugstore are issued in Form 20 for drugs specified in Schedule C1 excluding those specified in Schedule X in Form 21 and for Schedule X in Form 20F. Conditions for general license is the license should be displayed in prominent place in part of premises open to public. The license should comply with provision of Drug and Cosmetics Act and rules. Any change in staff should be reported to the licensing authority within 1 month. Precaution prescribed by licensing authority for the storage of Schedule C and C1 should be observed. For the sale of additional categories of drug listed in Schedule C, C1, C1 excluding Schedule X, the license must be taken prior and permission must be taken of the license authority. Then restricted license. The license for restricted sale of drug other than those specified in Schedule C1 and Schedule X and those specified in Schedule C1 and not in X are issued in Form 20A and 21A. The conditions for restricted license are drugs should be sold in their original container, license should be complying with provision of Drugs and Cosmetic Act and rules, drug only purchased for a duly licensed dealer. The licensor must have adequate premises equipped with facilities for proper storage of drug. Then the staff requirement. So personnel or staff selection is one of the most important aspects of developing an efficient operating community pharmacy. So selection of staff, for that the criteria is first, that is minimum standards for qualification of employees should not be allowed to fall below the minimum standards under here for a given position, which will result in fall in reputation of pharmacy. Overhiring means superior people should not be hired for inferior jobs. This type of selection may result in adverse effect on staff morale and efficiency. For proper selection of staff for a specific job, the manager should develop a job description and a job specification for each position in pharmacy. This job description should contain detail as scope of job, its relation to other jobs, working hours and pay scale. It prevents misunderstanding about the nature of duties of a particular job. Promotion within the pharmacy staff may be appropriate, but in most of the cases, external source must be used as employment agencies, placement office of schools and universities, or classified newspaper advertising. Orientation and training of staff is required. After proper selection, they needs to be followed by adequate orientation and training of employee, which results in increase in productivity and reduced employee turnover. Then compensation. Retaining good employees is one of the most difficult problems faced by community pharmacy manager. Many factors decide keeping of employees, but most important factor is the compensation plan. Adequate compensation is necessary not only to retain employee but also to encourage them to work toward the overall goals and objectives of pharmacy. Then maintenance of various registers or records in community pharmacy. First, that is legal records. So according to federal and state law, the pharmacy owner or manager is responsible for maintenance of accurate, up-to-date records. According to Drug and Cosmetic Act 1940, Rules 1945 and the Poison Act 1990, the pharmacist is responsible for maintaining accurate records related to acquisition and disposition of certain drugs. According to this law, it is required to maintain a record of the distribution of poison and hazardous substances. Improperly maintained or incomplete records can bring legal actions and penalties. Then patient records. So to include the patient record, there must be drug histories. Those type of records are maintained, although the format of records may vary according to the basic ideas of establishing a record. Record may be based on family unit basis that allows a pharmacist to monitor the drug usage of each member of family. It provides basic information about kinds and amounts of drug being taken by average patients. The next that is the financial record. So it serves as a basic tool for efficient management and measuring its effect, for making sound decisions required regarding future money needs, then inventory requirement, personal matters, and expansion of facilities. In evaluation of past operations, controlling current operations, and providing information for planning and forecasting. Analyzing revenues and expenses, and measuring return on investment. Then providing the required information to potential grantors, credit and loans as well to federal, state and local government agencies, helping to ensure profitable operation. These are the frequently asked questions and the references. Thank you. For more such videos, please like, subscribe our official channel Pharma Ignite, and please press bell icon for more such notifications. Thank you.